Parenting has always been a really core part of Wake Up Nigeria, and we appreciate the fact that we're able to bring experts to come and help us parents out with some of the challenges we're having. One of the challenges we hardly ever admit we have is this issue of homework. Yeah, we know, we get it. Jayne A is founder of Fab Mom NG, a foremost parenting platform for mums and parents and stakeholders. Now, she believes that motherhood shouldn't deny any mom the opportunity to thrive in her career, personal life, and marriage, as well as business. And when it comes to motherhood, parenting, lifestyle, Fab Mom MG is an amazing resource. And today we're talking homework and how parents should approach it. I know this question probably comes up almost all the time on your platform.
I know.
It's great to have you back in the building.
Thank you, Titi.
So how do we approach this issue of homework? So there are some parents that probably fall on the line of the teachers should have taught these children what they're to do. The kids should get on with it. And some parents feel, no matter what this teacher is teaching my child, I need to see if the teacher actually knows what they're saying. The child should be able to teach me if the child is learning enough.
Yeah.
But how do we approach it? Talk to us.
This homework palaver has been on forever, and it's not going to end anytime soon because of the peculiarity of the Nigerian education system. But ideally, homework is just like an extension of classwork. It should be sort of to reinforce what the child has learned in school. That's why I believe, and ideally, homework should just be the teacher's way of testing if the child did get or assimilate what was taught in school. But most times you find out that sometimes your child is looking at the homework and like, Mommy, I don't understand.
Yeah.
And you're like, didn't they teach you in school? And the child is saying, no, that's not what it should be. And when you ask some teachers, some educationists, they'll say, well, it's just to tax their brain and have them think logically.
Interesting.
And then while some of us are complaining about the homework overload, you still have some parents who actually love it.
Okay.
Because sometimes when you attend PTA meetings, you hear some parents say, no, please, they should not reduce the homework. I like it. My child plays too much. I like that homework. It keeps my son busy. Okay. While some other parents are like, no, that homework is for us. Exactly. It's not for the children. Okay. So that debate will always be there because of the peculiarity of the Nigerian education system, which we all agree needs an overhaul.
So at what point does it become a brain overload? These kids wake up at 6 a.m. They're in school probably by 7:30. They are in school all the way till sometimes 4 p.m. They do lesson, do extracurricular, then now come home. Between 6 and maybe 8 o'clock when they're going to bed, they're doing homework. When does it become an overload?
That's when it's already an overload. And unfortunately, I don't know who can, start this campaign against the homework overload, because somehow, how we are in Nigeria, we're like, we adopt. Okay. People just, they do and they go. And it's so bad because there's this overload of even class. Sometimes you look at the syllabus. Yeah. If your child is in secondary school, I'm sure you understand, sometimes you see their school bag so heavy. Yeah. You're like, let me see your timetable. You can see that in a day, they can have 8 subjects. And you're even beginning to wonder, so how are they able to even assimilate, And then you have maybe homework 5. It's just a lot. I just feel like parents, stakeholders have to come together, maybe a round table, perhaps the Minister of Education, and just do something about it, because we have been talking about this thing. I don't know what the goal is, because at the end of the day, kids are not really learning. They're not really assimilating. So that's why I love the system in Finland and even Czech Republic, I think, and the UK. Yeah. They don't believe in the homework system. Yeah.
Okay. So now, so at this point, we've come to a place where we know that the work is a lot.
It is a lot.
But then there are exams like the common entrance exam, then there's junior WAEC, then there's... we're not saying that the work is not helping them pass their exams, right? That's not what we're saying. But what we're saying is that the amount of work they're being given in addition to schoolwork...
It's too much.
It's too much.
It's too much. And the funny thing is, these kids still do lesson in school. Some schools will close at 2. They will have lessons between maybe 2 to 3. And maybe revision, 3 to 4. Okay. The child comes home with 5 homework. On a very good day, maybe 5, some days 6, 7. And I struggle to understand the rationale behind it. I'm not anti-homework. I'm all for giving the child maybe an extension of what you have taught in class. Of course. The way I have an issue is you see the child struggling to do the homework. You, the parent, when did you finish school? Yeah. You are going back to Google, you know, especially as your child advances. Yeah. So I don't know where we can draw that fine balance because there's something wrong. Yeah. There's something definitely wrong. Yeah.
And obviously every parent wants to know that their child is doing well, and every parent wants to sort of contribute to that. Especially since it goes into the assessment of the child.
Oh, yes, the continuous assessment, yes.
Continuous assessment. So it's affecting, so in the end, can you really say that the grades,
true reflection?
Yes.
Not exactly.
Well, it's probably a reflection of how much homework your parents helped you do. And whether your father was a professor or not. You know? But now, what can we do as parents to sort of ease the load on the kids? Because the kids also have chores to do.
Oh, yes.
Because we have to make sure we find the balance there. They have to wash plates. They have to handle their uniform.
Wash their socks, depending on their age.
So how do we parents find the balance?
Okay, so what my mantra right from time when my kids were, you know, in younger school was, if they are given a homework you don't understand, I just write it. I just mean it. Mrs. Lagbaja, I'm sorry, the kids don't understand this homework. Can you teach them again? Wow. So I'm like, you do have a right
to do that.
You do have a right, and to also be in constant communication with your child's parents. I think it might not necessarily be like a collective fight. Maybe parents in a school, but that's where the issue is. Some parents love it, and then it begins to seem as though those who don't love it are the lazy ones. Yeah. I mean, you need to attend a PTA meeting to really understand what I mean. So everybody has to around. Teach these kids what you have taught in school. I know some parents will say, oh, it's just a way to make some children responsible. It's just a way to ensure that we tax their brain and keep them active and not play. It's also a way for us to have you bond with the child. Yes, those are valid reasons. But you don't have to overstretch and overload the kid because it's just garbage in, garbage out. They are cramming just for exams.
So let's talk about theory versus practical.
Yes.
So, you know, there are some activities that kids can do that are more interesting and engaging, little projects. They should take those out of play. But this constant writing, page.
What I don't even understand is copying of notes. I don't understand the rationale behind the notes copying.
This conversation can't. It's probably going to continue in some WhatsApp groups that are going on right now with some moms, parents, etc. We would love to hear your thoughts on this topic as well. Use our hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TVC. Jayne, it's always great to have you.
Thank you, Titi. Thank you.
See you again next week.
Thank you.
All right, let us know what you think. We'll be taking a quick break and be back.